In this video, I want to start concentrating on jQuery animation, specifically for our login sign up links here. Basically, what I want to happen is when you click on login, I'm going to have a box that's going to slide down into view, and it'll have a couple of text fields you can fill out, and then a button to click to log in. And then same thing with sign up. It may be the first step of a couple, or it may just be the one step. It's totally up to you on what you're actually requiring for a person to sign up. But again, it's not. We're not going to worry about making it too complicated. We'll make it as simplistic as possible. But the first thing we need to do is create the actual boxes through our CSS. But the first thing we need to create is an ID or a class that's going to actually surround our box that's going to slide down. And part of the reason why is this is actually going to hide it when it's animating, so that way it looks like it's a part of the web page and it's coming out. It's coming out from the top rather than something that disappears out of nowhere. So again, we want to create an ID, call mine login sign up wrapper. You call it whatever you see fit to. But anyways, let's actually go ahead and write some of our rules here. And find out the width by looking at our background here. And I see that this has a, wrong one. This has a width of 163, so let's make it 180. And test purposes, make it height 100 pixel. And then here I'm going to create a border. I personally use this when I'm going to have a quote-unquote hidden div. Basically, it's not viewable by any means. So this helps me to get an idea, okay, where is this placed? Do I want to push it up? Do I want to push it down? Just get a really good idea about where it's visually before I make it fully functional. And then we're going to use what's called overflow hidden. And basically what this means is anything within this div, if it's outside of it, it's going to be hidden. There's overflow visible, which obviously means it'll be visible. There's scroll, which will create the scroll bars. There's auto, which means is if it goes to a certain height or width, it automatically adds scroll bars. But the difference between scroll and an auto is auto will not add scroll bars, while scroll will add scroll bars no matter what. So it's up to you which one you want to use, but those are the different overflow arguments. And then this is going to be within our login sign up. And so I want to create a position relative here. This is usually used when you want to have something that's absolutes, but in this case still a relative, but I still like to do it just be on the safe side. To me, I always find it helpful for other browsers that will usually run this a little more correctly when I add these two positions. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to add this to our HTML. So we add this to our sign up. So we do a couple spaces and it's an ID. And so comments. Let's see what this looks like for now. Alright, so as you see, this is what I mean by a border. So we can see that, yes, it's in place, but I can see that I actually want to push it down a little bit, so I'm going to expect it. And then with our element style here, I'm going to use the top property and see about 5 pixels. Yeah, the 5 looks good. And then actually I want to push it the leftover couple pixels. Maybe just one. Okay. And then the reason why I was doing that is because I want this to basically almost be flush under our background image here, and then also on the side. And then when you do define a position relative, you can use top and left, just like when you use position absolutes. And so now what we want to do is we want to create our actual slide down menu box here. So do that and actually create that as a class, since I'm using that multiple times. And then what I'm doing here is I'm actually giving width by a percentage. The way this works is, since it's going to be surrounded by this login signup wrapper, it'll take whatever the parent width is. That's where it gets. That's where you can apply a percentage to. So I want this to be 99% of 180. The only reason why I don't want to be 100% is it will actually cut it off, but 99% will keep it within there. And then the great thing about that is, if I just decide to change the width of this will automatically adjust, and I don't need to do it each and every single time. And the same thing can be applied to the height also. Give it a background color. Let's say now say a dark gray. And also position relative, so that way I can move it. And then here also I want to change the font size, because it'll be grabbing our login sign up one, and that's a little too big for me. Make the color, oops, black. I don't want it, I want it to be bold, so like normal. So what's going on here again? Like I said, the width and the higher 90%, that means it'll be 99% to 180 pixel and 99% to a height of 100 pixel. Background color, position relative. I'm making the font size smaller. I'm turning back to black, or else it'll be white. And then I don't want it to be bold, so I'm making it normal. And let's go ahead and add this class to here. And let's do domain text. Alright, so we see this did come in. As I said, see here that this border is actually no longer needed, since we actually now playing with something where it has an actual background color. And actually I want to add a border to my login sign-up box. And have it be say a light gray. Oops. And then, if I didn't explain this before, I'm sorry, but this is a shorthand. So border rights, you first define it to be solid. Basically, it's going to be no dashes, no nothing. There's dash, which lines every half an inch or even less than that. There's groove. Might be some other ones I just can't remember on the top of my head. And then how thick do I want it to be? I want it to be 1 pixel. And then the actual color I want it to be. And I'm going to apply it to the right, bottom, and left corners. I don't want it on the top. If I want it on the top, I would just use border. And I saw that actually the text was a little more better as white rather than black. That's actually really light, the border. There we go, 999. It's actually better. All right, awesome. So we got our slide down box in here in place as a CSS. So now it's actually play if we can get a more idea of where we want it to slide down to by playing with the top rule. So we want to slide down to 6 pixels, and then we need to make our wrapper height a little bit bigger so that way it fit into it. All right, perfect. So 110. So now what we want to do is we actually we got an idea of where we want to slide to, and remember that is a top 6 pixel. So now we want to actually push it up so that way it's hidden from view until we activate it. And what I mean by that is instead of 6, it's actually giving me a negative value. And see, that's what I meant by overflow hidden. Now, because of our invisible parent thing here, it looks like it's going into the web page rather than in the web view window. So that's, and then to see our top here, -10, that's to make it hidden. So we want to add that. Alright, so now what we want to do is we're going to have it slide down when we click on login. So we're going to add the JavaScript for that. And then I believe we do have to actually, we want to define a class for these. Let's call it login sign up. Box. Oh, let's say activate. Here we find our JavaScript. Reference that class. And listen for the click function to fire off. And when we do that, we're going to animate our box there. And then let's grab the ID of the class. Sorry about that. And it's 6. Alright, so let's see what happens when we click it. And I'll go back and explain everything that's going on. Alright, so that's the down rather quickly. That's something that we can definitely adjust, but let's watch it one more time. So again, what's going on here is we're clicking this, it's grabbing this, and then it's sliding down from -110 pixel down to 6. So actually concentrates on here, right here. We click it, and you see it does 6 pixel. We can actually adjust the speed. Let's actually make that 600 milliseconds. Should be a little more smooth. So that's a little more smooth, but there's still a little funkiness there. And the power problem now is because it's actually a percentage, so it needs to estimate each time rather than defined. Hey. Yeah, so that's a little more smooth because it's not, don't have to guess what it is. But anyways, as I said, this is not done yet. We still need to add the forms fields to this, and then actually have the sign up one work and add the content to there. But we got it working. It's functional. Obviously, some design stuff to probably get played with it, but overall, we accomplished what we wanted to. And then in the next lesson, we'll complete the actual HTML that's going to have the form fields here for the username and password and the button, and then we'll start diving into the sign up and add a couple of fields for there. And then something I want to show later on is what's called regular expressions. It's basically a way of validating the fields, the boxes, to make sure there's content in there that we want to be in there. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing, and I look forward to the next class.